Saying, Assalamu alaikum, brother. I want to conceive, but nothing works. Me and my husband medically fit. I've answered this question last time, and I said, in my opinion, when you want children is they are rizq, and yet Allah is not giving you any chance with children. I advise Surah Maryam. I advise as much as possible istighfar, and I advised as well, if I remember, so Surah Maryam, the first 2 pages before Jama'ah, as much as possible istighfar, and try inshallah to make dua with the best of your heart. Yet could you be a victim of spiritual problem, hence that's why you are not conceiving yet? That's a different diagnosis in itself. Now if you told me today I'm not conceiving because I've got black magic or because I've been diagnosed with black magic, I'll tell you I think you should do this, but yet we don't know why you can't conceive. May Allah give you Ameen. How will you recognize the Sahir, Sister Amina? Good question. The Sahir. The magician of the old days, we used to have the picture that the magician is what? Now let me just play with the sound a bit. So we used to have the picture that in the old days we used to believe the magician is a dirty person in a cave, hiding with the long hair, worshipping the shaitan, never show his face to people. This is the picture we used to have in the past. Guess what? Wallahi, they changed. These people, they have changed, and they working now they are working in a very clever way. And nowadays, somebody can be sitting with you in the mosque, looks like a Maulana, and he's a Sahir, he's a magician. Let me clean my glasses, Jazakumullah. And nowadays, a magician can be sitting with you in the masjid, and he's a magician. The definition of the magician is somebody who uses magic, sihr. Sihr. والسحر is a trick. When we say sihr, we say trick. وَلَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ. Like the magicians of the Pharaoh that tried to trick Musa alayhi salam eyes to make him see the rope moving like snake. Now, how can you identify his sihr? Number one, if you go to use his practice and he believe he's a sheikh. Number one, he will ask you for your mother's name. Number two, he will recite certain words like this. You cannot tell what he's reciting. It's like his lips are moving. And they tell you we are doing Quran. If you are doing Quran, why don't you do it loud, inshallah, in the form of Ruqya? But yet, they are talking to their jinns. What else? The Sahir. Yes, we said, they will ask you for your mother's name. They will ask you for your date of birth. They will ask you for certain clothes of yours to measure. And now, Pakistani Muslims, you believe that this is a technique and it works. It does not. What else? They will start they will start making certain words, right? And you believe they read the Quran, but the lips is moving by itself. What else? They never say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, and they never mention the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's absolutely important to understand, that the Sahir will never mention the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What else? They will use different books that looks very dodgy and very weird. Now, how can you determine a magician if you believe or you suspect one of your family member is a magician? That's a different story, because I've got asked this question last time. How can I identify a magician? If you believe a family member, he is making magic, in that case, you need to catch them with your own eyes, practicing magic. But in general, how to identify the magician, I've told you enough, and Allah knows better. The sihr that is outside of the body, what kind of sihr it is? It's very, very, very simple. I'm going to show you. Okay, this is an item. I've got an item here, okay? It's for cleaning my glasses. And let's say you are looking at it and I play with my hands, okay? And it disappears. It's only because my hands are very quick. I've tricked you. That's classed as sihr. So it is hidden somewhere, but I've tricked you for being fast with my hand. That is classed as magic. Now, the magic that hits the human being from the outside, it will be a magic done on a ta'weez, a magic done on an amulet. So if the magic is done on an amulet, we class it as a magic from the outside. A magic that will be done on your picture, that is from the outside, isn't it? They can do sihr on you, the magician, or if you're a victim, they can do sihr on you by maybe feeding you the sihr, wa'udhu billah, or maybe by blowing the sihr on you, wa'udhu billah, or maybe by touching it in your clothes, maybe spread it in front of your house, spread it on your way. So there is way to do it on your DNA in your body, but to do it from distance, what kind of tease? It could be on the photo, on your name, your mother's name. It could be as well in your belonging, and that is that type of sihr. Yet, if we don't know where is the sihr and we cannot treat it, as I said before in many videos, so we have to treat the symptoms of the sihr instead of treating the sihr itself and try to find it if we cannot find it. If the person is possessed by jinn, look, this is very important because this is lately happening a lot. I have people coming to me absolutely fit and sound, and they say, I am possessed by jinn. If you're possessed by jinn, please understand, you have an entity, an energy, a being that Allah created within your body, troubling your soul. So, for example, clear fits and the patient is not epileptic. For example, clear sudden move or a clear sudden jump and the patient is not mentally tired. For example, sudden words that they will come out of the blue, a very severe anger and that does not make sense. The person is not angry. That could be signs of jinn, but not everything that we see is from the jinn. Okay, signs of jinn possession and signs of, what he said again, brother Amran, brother Walid, how to diagnose a person whether they have jinn possession, evil eye or sihr. Well, if it's jinn possession, the jinn is there. You read Quran, the jinn will speak to you and the jinn will show itself. I mean, evil eye and black magic, you can go to my website and look for the symptoms. If the symptoms match up with your patient or yourself, please contact the sheikh and try to organize yourself. So that's what I'm going to say again. I'm going to say, brother, I cannot spend the next half an hour tell you all the symptoms of evil eye and black magic. Even the symptoms of the evil eye and the black magic, they do meet in one way and they do differ in different way. For example, I'll tell you something. The eye flicker. Your eye from time to time twitch in the corner, like it start flickering. That is sign of evil eye, but it could be sign of sihr on the eyes, billah, if you see where I come from. So brother Walid, forgive me, www.theruqyaservices.com, Ruqya without H. Go to my website, read the symptoms, and see if your patient or yourself meet these symptoms. Jazakumullah khairan. The effect of ayah sakina on jinn. Right. What is the effect of ayatu sukun on the jinn? No, we shouldn't look the effect of ayatu sukun on the jinn. Look, my brothers and sisters, if somebody is affected by jinn within the body, there is no point to, the jinn is not supposed to be there. The jinn, Allah created him, is not supposed to be with you or inside of you. So we don't want any jinn activity. Ayatu sukun is meant for the soul, for the nafs, for your nafs to be content, for your nafs to seek the shifa from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not for the jinn. You can use da'wah to the jinn. For example, if I'm a sheikh, read the ruqya right now on a patient and the patient is possessed by jinn and the jinn is showing that he would like to listen to the verses that speak about Allah Azza wa Jal and accept Islam, I will read the verses on him as a form of da'wah. But if the jinn within the patient is playing games and is not supposed to be there and is being stubborn, you do not lead ayat of sakina on him if you've done da'wah and you gave him enough chance. You need the ayat of burning and punishment to irritate the jinn and give him pain in order to leave the patient alone, and Allah knows better. So please suggest something for autism. My son has, and it's not communicating properly. Autism, I've told you before, autism, it is not a spiritually related case. I've done many cases of autism. I've done close to 20 in autism, I believe. And I can tell you, I'm sorry, autism, it is not a spiritual problem, it's a medical problem. And I mentioned this in different video. What I will advise, dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and work with the professionals towards it. And you can read on him the Quran in the form of shifa and sukun. So should you just keep looking at your son and say, he's got autism, what shall I do? No, you can. You can read on him, inshallah ta'ala, the Quran al-Kareem in the form of shifa. Is there a specific verses or ayah you should read for autistic child? Not really, because all the Quran is shifa from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if my child was autistic, what I will do from time to time when he's asleep, Surah Fatiha, Ayat al-Kursi, open the Quran, any verse of the Quran, any surah that I'm comfortable with in a form of dua. Ya Allah, clean my son, and you read on them the Quran. But I repeat, I've done many cases on autistic children, and I came to a conclusion there is zero affliction from spiritual world in this case. It is a medical problem. May Allah makes it easy for you. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Beautiful question, Ashraf Hassan. Can the jinn show themselves to us or the children? For sure they can. But I want you to understand what your children saw, the shadow in the form of energy. It is actually what the jinn want you to see for that time, because remember, nobody can see the jinn in their real form. They cannot show you themselves in the real form. As Allah says in the Quran, they cannot show themselves in the real form. So what you saw in what your children seen in different time, the shadow, it is a presence of a creation of Allah from the jinn. Remember, the jinn, they are in different types. They're the one they fly, the one they crawl, and the one they walk, rest, and walk again, as the Prophet ﷺ said. So yes, that is activity from the jinn. That shows me there is jinn activity in your house. You need to, inshallah ta'ala, start treating your house with Surah Al-Baqarah, Ruqya water, and inshallah ta'ala, you will be fine. And make sure your children will read Quran before sleep, inshallah. Right. Mubin saying, for my daughter, early marriage. I don't understand what means for your daughter, early marriage. This is the questions. I am not going to be rude here. I know you can hear me, and I know that I come across as rude, but I'm not rude. This is the type of question that makes people go to magician. I have questions sometimes, and I wonder why some magicians and some people, they actually scam Muslims. I will do something for your daughter to get married early. Because in your culture, for example, if the girl, she's 26, 27, 30, she's not married, it becomes a big problem. It becomes a panic for the family. And why she's not married yet? We want her early marriage. So do something for me to get early. I can do nothing, brother. I have no power. I make dua for you. She make dua to Allah Azza wa Jal. You make dua, Ya Allah, find her a suitable husband. But me, I can do nothing for your daughter's early marriage. And if you ask this question, it will become question of lack of tawakkul and tawheed. And that's why some patients, they don't have monotheism, they don't have the understanding of the tawheed and of the tawakkul, and yet they don't go further with their solution. So sorry, I don't help for early marriage for your daughter. I'm not a magician. I'm not a Maulana who's going to promise you things are going to be better with his dua. Nonsense. That's not Islamic. And I can do nothing about your daughter early marriage. Jazakallah. Sherry saying, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. Please, how long does it take to overcome black magic that has been done to one after continuously listening to the Ruqya? Is there any sign to look out for to ensure it's free from black magic? Well, it does not matter for how long. Sherry, you cannot calculate with how long it's gonna take. There is no such a rough time as, I'll give you an example, okay? My immune system is weak. Your immune system is great. I catch COVID. I don't have power. I have all the symptoms, for example, and then all of a sudden I'm in bed and it takes me longer to overpower the virus. Your immune system is amazing. Subhanallah, I touch you 1 day, 2 days, and you're cured. You see, there is no fixed time how long you're going to be cured about this case. So it all depends of your taqwa. I'm not going to say immune system here. Your taqwa, your treatment, how are you performing the ruqya, how you diagnosed yourself, and when Allah Azza wa Jal decide. So there is no time scale. Yet, saying this, I've done ruqya on people, I've done 5-6 sessions, then I say, sorry, I don't want to see you again, because I've read and knew whatever I know, and I gave you as much treatment as possible. Now I think it's time for you, inshallah ta'ala, to rely upon Allah Azza wa Jal and keep doing what I gave you till Allah give you shifa. But now there are sheikhs, they will keep going every session and charge 20 sessions, 30 sessions. They should fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, yeah, and how did you diagnose yourself, Sherry, from black magic? How did you diagnose yourself? Because there is a mistake some people are doing lately since I've uploaded my MP3s. And please listen to this one. Jazakum Allah khairan. Listen. So, let's say I fall out with my wife and my wife wants a divorce. I start believing this is black magic. Maybe it is my fault and I am trying to run away from reality. So therefore, let me make myself listen to the Ruqya against black magic on YouTube and keep listening. Trying to look for symptoms and convincing myself I have black magic and I'm gonna get cured from it. Careful. This is where the shaitan will play a game against you. Your nafs will play a game against you, and then you put yourself in a big problem and you're gonna get caught going in a circle. So be careful, please. Is there any sign to look for black magic? Yeah, the sign to look out if black magic is finished. If you have black magic, it's that the symptoms that you are having related to black magic, they just finish and you feel better. Inshallah ta'ala. Nahil Ibrahim, I have a question regarding your audio, brother, because I listen to all your audio, okay, every day, alhamdulillah. How many times do we have to listen to the Ruqya audios? Okay, Nahil, if you are affected by spiritual problem, listen to my audio. If you are not affected by spiritual problem, don't listen to my audio. You don't have to. What I'm trying to say here is this. If you have a diagnosis and you're actually affected by sihr or ayn, listen as much as you want till Allah give you shifa. But yet, listen, it's not the best thing. You need to read as well yourself the Quran and do the other form of ilaj. Just listen to the audio. It's not going to take you that far. You need to do your bit. You need to follow your treatment plan, which inshallah I will make a video soon to go more in depth about treatment plan upon my experience. Yeah, listen to them as much as you want. There is no number if you want to listen. If you're not affected by spiritual problem, I will advise you to listen to my recording Shifa and Sukun, which is great Shifa to the soul from any illness of the sin, and Sukun. And actually, believe it or not, wallahi, sometimes I listen to it myself and I listen to other mashayikh. Anita, right? Huda al-Halu, she's saying, how do you deal with very stubborn jinn when it will not leave? Thank you, Sister Huda. Are you Arab? Because Huda is an Arabic name. Shuf Ukhti, sister, listen to me. Stubborn jinn, and this is actually what I was mentioning before, isn't it? Because I was mentioning in the beginning of the session that somebody asked me if there's a jinn, how do you deal with it? Should you read Ayat of Sakina for the jinn? Not really. If there's a jinn and it's stubborn, is not leaving yet, you need to treat it as an enemy. Allah said in the Quran al-Kareem that shaitan is your enemy. Look, the pious jinn and the good jinn, when they are with you by mistake, or as a revenge, you've done something wrong to them, or maybe through a little bit of evil eye, or they amazed by you, they want to know much about you. When you remind them of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they realize that actually this is the Quran and they get affected, they will leave you alone, because the Quran is most powerful than the jinn. Please, don't fear the jinn much. Inshallah, one day I'm going to make a video about relation between human and jinn from the Ruqya perspective to understand, inshallah. So, if it's stubborn, you need to be stubborn as well. Stubborn in your defense system. The jinn is with you, it's causing problems, and you need to take it to the next level, which is take it as a fight. How? With the Quran al-Kareem. So, in my video of the sister, if you remember that young girl, you saw that young girl, 15 years old, and she was possessed badly. You seen in the video about maybe 7 minutes, 6 minutes, but it's a long session. So I start doing Ruqya, leave for the sake of Allah. We are Muslims, we shouldn't harm the Muslims. Is stubborn, saying no. I will be now. I've done da'wah. I will say personally, I will be say, Ya Allah, bear witness, I've invited this creation of yours to the truth and it's been stubborn. Ya Allah, bear witness. So do the hujjah first. Establish the hujjah. Establish upon them the truth and the proof that you've done your bit. Then you start burning with ayat al-harqi wal-adab. Yet, saying this, you need to be assisted in case that you start burning the jinn and you start punishing this creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside of the body, and then it goes out of hand. I've seen it happening before. There's a brother sent me a message saying, give me the verses of burning and punishment in my audio. I said, why? And it's my haq to say why. He said that because I want to read it on my patient. I said, brother, I don't advise just to read it on your patient as it is. Do you have a diagnosis how is the situation of the patient, how you're going to deal with the jinn. And he goes, no, shifa is from Allah, just give it me. I know shifa is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you are not an expert to start burning the jinn and maybe stuff come out of control. What are you going to do? Neighbor's going to call the police. You're going to be classed as somebody who's harming the patient. Do you understand where I'm coming from? However, if you are the patient, headphones, ruqya off, burning, take it and giving it to the jinn, inshallah ta'ala. Allah makes it easy. If the patient is somebody else, please take it easy. Make them listen to the verses of burning and punishment of the hellfire. Found in my website if you want, and found in my YouTube channel. And then keep an eye. Take the fight to them, inshallah ta'ala. By myself, yes, I do. Yes, for sure you can perform ruqya by yourself for yourself, which is the sunnah, to be honest. And yet you go to my YouTube channel, look for a video, I've recorded it. It says self ruqya. Try to follow the first step, inshallah ta'ala, and see if it helps. I will make more, inshallah ta'ala. My uncle have tied threads on the window in my house saying it was for protection. Absolutely ridiculous. It's not for protection. It's never been for protection. And Allah Azza wa Jal, how can it be for protection? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Azza wa Jal said in Surah Al-Falaq, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. After أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Seek refuge in Allah, the Lord of the dawn. From many things. One of them, وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ. And from the evil of the blower on the knots. No blowing on the knots. Allah said blowing on the knots, it's evil. There is no positive blowing on the knots and negative blowing on the knots. That don't differ. Blowing on the knots is haram. Sharab, alcohol, is it haram? Haram. All of you tell me, is alcohol halal? No. So in some situations it's not going to be halal. It's haram. So you shouldn't do that. Okay, those were removed while we were renovating the house. We remembered about the threads, maybe ta'weez, very recently while casually discussing about sihr and stuff. Okay, and then what happened? Do you think that will have negative effect to the family or house? Not at all. Keep relying on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be strong and read Surah Al-Baqarah in your house. And if it does, now we don't have those threads, what shall we do to remove it? Stop being paranoid. I should have been a very not good sheikh, because guess what? I should have been private message me. Where's your house? Manchester? No problem. £600. I'll come to your house. I'll deal with it half an hour. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Stop being paranoid. You heard no noise in the house. Mamu. So there's no noise in the house. There's no activity in the house. There is no jinn noises. There is no... You are living good as a Muslim. Stop thinking about it and carry on. Do not let the shaitan open the doors to catch you. May Allah give you Jannah. Do not underestimate the power of waswasa. Assalamu alaikum. I have heard your ruqya about ayn and hasad. Thank you. Then I become pressure on the chest. That's one of the signs. Dry mouth. That's one of the signs. And cold arm. Allahu Akbar, Sister Nadia. Is this a sense? Jazakallah khair. Yeah, Sister Nadia, it looks like you are affected. It looks like you are affected by something of the ayn, of the hasad, wal-a'udhu billah. So I ask Allah to give you shifa. And please, Sister Nadia, try to treat yourself from this ayn. Go to my YouTube channel, Self Ruqya. Try to follow the steps there. And then soon, inshallah ta'ala, I will make more video. But to say, Sister Nadia, it is signs. I will advise Surah Al-Mulk in Ruqya water, bath your body with the Afkar of Sabah wal Masa. And I will advise as well to look for the symptoms. What is it? And treat yourself from it. Protect yourself, please. Stopping jinn, and this is actually what I was mentioning before, isn't it? Because I was mentioning in the beginning of the session that somebody asked me, if there's a jinn, how do you deal with it? Should you read Ayat of Sakina for the jinn? Not really. If there's a jinn and it's stopping, is not leaving yet, you need to treat it as an enemy. Allah said in the Quran al-Kareem that shaitan is your enemy. Look, the pious jinn and the good jinn, when they are with you by mistake. Or as a revenge, you've done something wrong to them. Or maybe through a little bit of evil eye, or they amazed by you, they want to know much about you. When you remind them of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they realize that actually this is the Quran and they get affected, they will leave you alone, because the Quran is most powerful than the Jinn. Please, let's don't fear the Jinn much. Inshallah, one day I'm going to make a video about relation between human and Jinn from the Ruqya perspective to understand, inshallah. So if it's stubborn, you need to be stubborn as well. Stubborn in your defense system. The Jinn is with you, is causing problems, and you need to take it to the next level, which is take it as a fight. How? With the Quran al-Kareem. So in my video of the sister, if you remember that young girl, you saw that young girl, 15 years old, and she was possessed badly. You seen in the video about maybe 7 minutes, 6 minutes, but it's a long session. So I start doing Ruqya, leave for the sake of Allah. We are Muslims, we shouldn't harm the Muslims. Is stubborn, saying no. I will be now. I've done da'wah. I will say personally, I will be say, Ya Allah, bear witness, I've invited this creation of yours to the truth and is being stubborn. Ya Allah, bear witness. So do the hujjah first. Establish the hujjah. Establish upon them the truth and the proof that you've done your bit. Then you start burning with ayat al-harqi wal-adab. Yet, saying this, you need to be assisted in case that you start burning the Jinn and you start punishing this creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inside of the body, and then it goes out of hand. I've seen it happening before. There's a brother sent me a message saying, give me the verses of burning and punishment in my audio. I said, why? And it's my haq to say why. He said that because I want to read it on my patient. I said, brother, I don't advise just to read it on your patient as it is. Do you have a diagnosis? How is the situation of the patient? How are you going to deal with the Jinn? And he goes, no, shifa is from Allah, just give it me. I know shifa is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you are not an expert to start burning the Jinn and maybe stuff come out of control. What are you going to do? Neighbor's going to call the police. You're going to be classed as somebody who's harming the patient. Do you understand where I'm coming from? However, if you are the patient, headphones, ruqya off, burning, take it and giving it to the Jinn, inshallah ta'ala, Allah makes it easy. If the patient is somebody else, please take it easy. Make them listen to the verses of burning and punishment of the hellfire, wa'udhu billah. Found in my website, if you want, and found in my YouTube channel. And then keep an eye. Take the fight to them, inshallah ta'ala. Simple. Read on them the Quran. Put your child in front of you. All right? Afflicted by what, by the way? Qasim. By ayn, by jinn possession. Put your child in front of you. Correct? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Do wudu. Be calm. Be nice. Put your hand over the chest of the child or the head. Really, with as much iman and as much tawakkul you have, say A'udhu billahi minash shaitan ar-Rajim. Do it then few times, 3 times, 5 times, 7 times, odd number. Recite Surah Al-Fatiha, witr number. Ayat al-Kursi, witr number. Al-Ikhlas, Al-Falaq, Al-Nas. Watch the body language of your child. But be careful, if the child is annoyed and is like, no, stop it, Baba, no, and like, no, and he's wanna play, don't put that as he's affected. If you see a twitch, a shake, he start yawning badly, you start yawning badly as you're doing this, his eyes start flickering, anything abnormal, then maybe he's affected. Jazakumullahu khayran. However, yes, when I say this, I've seen people, they put the child in the floor, give him headphones like mine, and make him listen to the Ruqya Shar'iyah for hours. The child get annoyed, they start getting irritated, they say, brother, it's got Jinn. And they bring him here, and I feel sorry for the child because he looks terrified, because he's been having sound in his ears for about a week time. Not really. Be careful, be careful, be careful. So I repeat, Qasim, the child under 10, number 1, protect your child through the sunnah technique as the Prophet ﷺ showed us, which is, as I say, hands over the head of the child. أعيذك بكلمات الله التامات من كل شيطان وهامة ومن كل عين لامة. Now, if you're looking for a diagnosis and you believe that the child could be affected, do inshallah ta'ala like take him to the sheikh or something. If not, wudu, nice and easy. Put your child in front of you, make sure he's relaxed. Ayat al-Kursi, Adhan, Fatiha, Ayat al-Kursi, Ikhlas, Falaq al-Nas, and recite all this odd number and see if he reacts to this in any physical abnormal reaction, or he shows you a very emotional disturbed. Can a jinn enter our body and make us become aggressive and beat someone? Yeah. Yes, possible. But now if it becomes a violence, no, this question. No. Let's listen to me, everybody. Right, let's say I have anger problem. And let's say I'm in a bad mood. And I get used to beat my wife. I beat her up. Every time we disagree, I push her and I slap her. Now, I can blame Jinn. I do Ruqya. I think the Jinn enter my body and make me do that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it again. But yeah, I do it again. So be careful, because somebody can use this as an excuse. And now it's become a personal issue. They are like this. They are just not right in the head and they should fear Allah. But can the Jinn enter the body and affect the person to become aggressive? Yes. No, let's make something clear, Sarah. Will the Jinn enter the body and uses the nerve of the patient when he's awake to start beating the person? No. The Jinn will enter, will affect the waswasa style and the brain to lead you to that through anger, but it cannot mechanically control you. So yes and no, you have to be careful on this one. Yes and no. You are fine. Someone listened to your clip on Ruqya for the evil eye. Their right leg started shaking, stretching and moving. Do they continue listen until it stops? Please go ahead, listen, inshallah ta'ala, but mix it up with Ruqya al-Shifa wa Sukun. Listen to it, but mix it up with the Ruqya of Shifa and Sukun. Ameen. Is internal disease caused by Jinn sometimes? Not really. It is if the Jinn, okay. It is if you've been diagnosed with Jinn possession or black magic. If you've never been diagnosed and it does not look like you have a Jinn inside of you, then it is not. Saying this in the Sharia, from the narration of Prophet ﷺ, it's been proved that some Jinn, they have killed the Sahabi. It's been proven that some Jinn, they killed the Sahabi. But this is called the kill, not causing diseases. But they can cause diseases as well. But yet you need a diagnosis. My both nieces, they are scared all the time in their home. They are 8 and 3. The elder one prays 5 times, knows Ayat al-Kursi. They see scary dreams at particular times in night. My sister see the dream of rescuing them from the evil forces, and Allahu Akbar. And at the same time, both of my niece see similar dreams of the evil forces. My niece, okay, Jinn activities. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. She do all the askar, praise. Okay, will this be a problem for my niece when they grow up? Yes, possible. Yes, this is going to have to be sorted. The two kids, they see dreams sometime in the same time, and the mother see the dreams of a dark force, and they get scared. This is gonna be, in my opinion, few options. Option number 1, there is a activity of evil jinns in the house, it's affecting everybody, or there is jinn attached to the family from ayn or hasad, or this is being sent to torment and to cause problems. When I say this, means as a black magic point of view, and this needs to be treated, in my opinion. Where are they based? I would love to touch this case, please. Where are they based? The fact they don't go to the washroom alone, meaning the shaitans in the washroom maybe is bothering them. Ruqya, Sharia need to be involved with these children's. However, please inbox me, private message me and tell me more about this case. Maybe we need to communicate on WhatsApp if you're not in the UK. If you're in the UK, I need to meet them. Jazakumullahu khairan. To answer the final question, can this affect them if it's not treated in a long distance? Yes, if you stick to them. Possible. Ishan Ali, Assalamu alaikum. Is someone affected by black magic? Can the audio help remove the jinn? And is there any solution to destroy an oppressor? The audio itself is not going to help. The audio itself by itself, it's not the main solution. The audio that you are going to listen on the internet, it's not 100% the main solution, and it's not the only solution. The audio is there to help the people who cannot read Quran. So if you cannot read Quran and you are weak with the Quran, the audio is there to put a little bit of help towards you, to help you further. Yet, is the audio alone sufficient? No. You're going to have to need your salat. Let's don't forget your salat. I'm going to write these questions because I'm going to make a proper video about this. I'm going to post it on YouTube. And okay, audio, Ruqya, and Jinn possession. The audio Ruqya is there to help you. It will help you, inshallah ta'ala, to listen to it, to treat the case. But it's not the main solution. There is salat that have to be more powerful, more raised. Raise the bar with the salat. Increase your salat. Give quality salat to Allah Azza wa Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is the use of the Quran. How do you read it? Let it be only Surah Al-Fatiha. Let it be only Surah Al-Ikhlas. In fact, Muslims, don't forget, Prophet ﷺ say, if you recite Surah Al-Ikhlas 3 times, it's like you recited the 3rd of the Quran, if I'm right. Sallallahu alayka wa sallam, ya Nabi Allah, ya Rasulullah. You see what I mean? So, the audio can help, but it's not the main solution. And I will make a video about this, inshallah ta'ala. There is the body and the medical point of view of sleep paralysis. What I'm trying to say here is the following. Look, I am ill. I feel my body, I cannot move it in the day. I cannot move it in the night. I feel like there is no way I am having a peaceful sleep. Okay, it all makes sense. My body is reacting. I'm that tired. There is a medical way for it. There is a medical explanation for it. But can it be from the jinn? Yes. I give you an example. Correct? You wake up in the morning, you don't pray Fajr, you feel rubbish, you feel horrible, you feel you don't have energy, and you feel moody. Do you know why? Because the shaitan, he weed in your ear as you are asleep. And he knotted 3 knots over your head. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, him who don't wake up for Salat al-Fajr, the shaitan wee in his ear. But actually, can you feel a wee in the ears, urine of the shaitan? No, you can't. And he knot 3 knots over your head. Sleep well, don't wake up, and everything is going to be fine. So what I'm trying to say, sleep paralysis can be from the jinn? Yes. Which is this one? Because it happens to me sometimes, they attack me. And I will tell you why they attack when you are asleep. Look at me. You sleeping, and then all of a sudden, you are between dream and sleep. You are aware about happening. It's like your soul, your eyes, they know what's happening, but yet you cannot move your body at all. And the really scary bit about it, you can't even speak. You are aware. It's not like you are dreaming. You are slightly awake. You shout. You want to shout for words, and there is no words coming out, and you cannot move your body, and you feel like you are getting squeezed. Most of us with bit of iman and taqwa, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. You start saying Quran in your heart because you know this is not normal. You've never been there. It's not like your body reacting. You wake up. Oh, I couldn't move my body for a bit. I am asleep. Yet I am awake right in between, and I can't even speak. Yes, it could be from the jinn. If it's the case, protect yourself from any jinn activity.